Deputy Speaker. On Sunday, it was my great pleasure to meet up again with Vlad Selikovic from Geelong. Vlad is one of many thousands of people who is abused in an institution. In Geelong, Madam Deputy Speaker, there were around 13 orphanages and other like institutions, and so in our region there are many people who are impacted very seriously by their experiences as a child being raised in one of these orphanages. It was a great day when our government announced a national redress scheme for victims of child sexual abuse in an institution, which of course is one of the key recommendations of the Royal Commission. I'm absolutely delighted that, of course, the Attorney-General, George Brandis, the Minister for Social Services, Christian Porter, announced this very significant scheme, which will provide a best practice Commonwealth redress scheme and invite other governments and other institutions to opt in. And I do want to acknowledge my great friend here, the member for Swan, who has also been an incredible advocate for this redress scheme. Vlad is an incredibly brave man. He spent much of his childhood at Glastonbury Boys' Home in Geelong and also St Augustine's Orphanage, and he's part of a group called CLAN, the Care Leavers Australian Network, led by Leonie Sheedy, who has been an incredible advocate. She's also from Geelong, and Leonie and Vlad and so many others have been brave enough to tell their incredible story. Leonie told the Geelong Advertiser last year that she grew up in a Geelong orphanage with her brother, and she said, "This happened in every town in Australia that had an orphanage, but Geelong had more orphanages than any other town outside a capital city. Children were farmed out to so-called good Catholic families in the Western District, like farmers, and they were exploited and made to do a lot of domestic work and farm work. And I think many families, of course, had good intentions when their children were sent to orphanages, but of course the level of abuse, as we've now discovered, was quite horrific. So it is a very significant day that our government has announced this national redress scheme. It does provide justice. The money will be significant, of course, but it's not just about the money. It is about saying to these victims, we hear you. We hear that you deserve justice. We acknowledge your pain, your suffering. We apologise for what has happened to you, and justice must be done. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.
I think the